back in October, the Broncos lost a shootout in their first matchup against the Colts. Can Indianapolis sweep the series? The answer comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. Intensity level will be off the charts.
trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They're led out by the former third-round pick, now in his 11th NFL season, and that's Russell Wilson.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Wilson. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And from the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. Caught left side, Williams. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. 5 yards, and that means they come up short, as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. Bringing him out, the 3rd overall pick from way back in 2008. A guy now in his 15th NFL season, Matt Ryan.
And I have to believe at his age, you savor situations like this because nobody knows better than he does that getting to the playoffs is simply not that easy. This is where he's got to call upon all his knowledge of all the games he's played in the past, draw from it, and
this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They know that. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January. But, hey, here's the bottom line. There's 18 other teams that wouldn't mind being in this spot right about now.
Yeah, and you had to stick it to them, didn't you? Those 18 who are sitting at home right now. But you're exactly right about that. Your point about how daunting this is well taken because it all depends on their mindset at this point. How do they break it down so they're not looking at this whole big road and saying to themselves, we got no shot. You've got to break it down to this game right now. Win this one, then worry about the rest of them after this.
Now Wilson on 1st down. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. On the counter, here's Williams. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. If they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. This one swung out to Williams. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. They go back to the ground with Williams. That one a first down pickup of 8. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Touchdown! Javonte Williams, a 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to extend their lead. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And this is good as they extend it out now to a 9-0 lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was Javonte Williams who capped it all off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now Ryan. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
From their own 40 to the other 40, the gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. To the right side, this is Taylor. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Well, Jonathan Taylor, like most guys from Wisconsin, he's not one to shy away from contact. He proved it right there.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. Back to Taylor on 1st down. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try and run for the 1st with Taylor. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They run once more with Taylor. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell from 6 yards away. And the Colts have got it back to within a score. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead is down to 2. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And Denver getting set to take the field. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Wilson. Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action with Wilson. That's complete. It's Okuwebe now. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Wilson to throw. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he will have a Broncos first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down.
Well, it certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They go play action now. Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete.
I see a surprising face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee. And that means 4th down.
What an advantage having a lead guy to build a defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and that will keep this a 2-point game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Indy set to go on offense once more. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. From midfield now, here's Ryan. Out of his hands quickly to Pittman. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 9-7 our score. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with a homestanding Colts. Possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. First and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Ryan. Throw left side, taken in by Pittman. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
It's a jet sweep. This is Pittman. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 51 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Surprised at all that they went with a fullback there?
Not at all, because it harkened back to the days where we watched these games almost in black and white, right? The stocky guy, the strong guy, the powerful guy with leg drive. Give him the football, and even if the blocking isn't perfect, he has the ability to scatter bodies and move people enough to pick up 1st downs. That's what we just saw right there.
They'll run here with Taylor. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Colts have moved out in front. So the record safely in his pocket. Now it's a question of how high can he go. He's just become the first ever, Charles, to score 30 times in a single season.
Well, let's certainly savor this moment. The first time ever, as you just noted, that someone has hit 30. What a ride this has been.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 5. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will come out to the 25 as Handler elects not to return it. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to set down the field goal unit and then not even see the ball go through the post. Colts. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson looking left sideline, incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On 4th down, Sam Martin is on to punt for the Broncos. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Rodgers on the return. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 46. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long. Here's Ryan. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Campbell. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 57 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
That's a good job of situational football, understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Again, it's Taylor. And some room to run now. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And he'll get about 5 here, so he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up some ground, and they did.
And he is going to have the Colts first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks run with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a game, hard to argue against calling it.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's Ryan to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Sort of interesting going with a draw play there. Do you like that call?
I don't, but it would be a lot more powerful coming from me if I'd said it before the play actually happened, if I'd first guessed it. But look, a draw in that situation, heavy risk reward. If he walks in, it looks like a great call, doesn't it?
Yeah, instead brings up a tough 4th down. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Now it's Ryan. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Taylor is into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best block. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Blankenship out for the point after. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Denver's offense ready to go again. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Holding offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw there complete to Hamler. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he's caught on his sideline, but he's not going to have the 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. And here's Rodgers on the return. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 98 yards rushing for him in his first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
And some room to maneuver. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Colts continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They're off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for them.
Previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play.
So that challenge is successful. So 3 plays already, 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Hines will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Now Blankenship on for the PAT. And that one makes this a 19-point game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Denver's offense now set to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Broncos on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 8. Now it's Wilson. He'll drop this down to Williams. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get him the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. Rodgers to return it. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here's Hines. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
They'll get this one to Pittman. And they'll get this down to the 10. Ryan finding Pittman there for the Colts' 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
59, got it.
This is Hines. Give him 9 yards on the carry there. A good run. And now 2nd and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
2 minutes to play here in this 1st half of the NFL playoffs. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll try to run with Hines. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'll run for it with Hines. And he takes it in. Colts score. Naeem Hines with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Colts continue to pull away here in this 1st half. But this defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will come out to the 25 as Handler elects not to return it. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
To throw again on 2nd down, Wilson. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing is Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right, and they will remain well behind.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it, but a lot of it is just being actors back there. Making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
On 1st down, Ryan. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. After the interception, here's Wilson. Into heavy traffic. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are going to take possession. So close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Draw play. This is Hines. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We had great action yesterday, and this, the first of 3 more games coming at you here on Wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's AFC wildcard game. And it was the LA Chargers who continue on in the playoffs as they were able to eliminate the Tennessee Titans. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Broncos. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Colts, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms. To find out who advances to the divisional round, let's get you back out to Brandon God.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine. fans, as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Now McManus on to kick this one off. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. The Colts ready to go to work to start the third quarter.
And they have made this look easy. There's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantages and all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Wilson down around his goal line. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And they work this out past the 25. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Here's Wilson. This is Hamler on the receiving end. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. Got his man, it's Dulcich. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And they decided to go with the safety blitz there. And look, if that gets picked up, quarterback really has the advantage then because they'll have more time to throw the football and some wide open space. But when it doesn't, that's a guy who gets a free run into the backfield, and oftentimes the QB ends up on his backside as he did there.
Trying to lay one up deep. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. So 8 yards yards on the completion there, and it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stopped it well short.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
On the return, it's Rodgers.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Indianapolis offense ready to go again. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10.
At their own 26. They'll start on the ground with Hines. They find some open field here. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
87 yards rushing for him now, as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the 2nd round.
He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football, and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator. Wouldn't we clip out the box score? Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Play action. It's Ryan. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Now it's Hines. And he's got room. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Colts have got it on cruise control.
Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Blankenship out for the point after.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And a long run there in the end to top it off.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will come out to the 25 as Handler elects not to return it.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Williams going to get it again on second down.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
3rd and 2, now Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here we go with Williams. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Wilson's throw caught here by Dulcich.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Wilson to throw.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. The quick slant caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Partner took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. And the Colts are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal. Well, the decision there, 4th and goal. They go for it, but this ball intercepted in the end zone.
Hey, how about some applause for the stand by this defense? Just to force them into a 4th and goal situation was one thing, but then to get the interception, keep them off the scoreboard, that's a job very well done.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
Well, the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line.
Teams practice this situation, and this time the guys on offense won, and in a very nice way. What a run from that position on their own goal line.
Gave them some good breathing room.
I wonder now, do you still stack the line of scrimmage, or do you play normal defense? They may have backed them off with that run.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch is called for. He will take it in to give his guys some excellent field position here. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Wilson finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Again, Wilson. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
4th down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. This a 31-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good, and that will narrow this, if that's even the right word, to a 30-point deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. They begin the drive with Hines, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run with Hines, and nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run again with Hines, and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. 2 yards on the 1st down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Yeah, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, Let's just say it's been unusual.
Throwing again on second down. Wilson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops, a tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st down, Hines, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hines. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it 1 more time, so make sure you get in shape.
So they haven't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers have to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Taking it about the 1 and able to get this out to the 25.
So the Broncos coming out now.
They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Now Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's Wilson. He finds his man, and he lost the football. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Now a handoff up the middle. Hines. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Hines. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Brandon, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
They'll run on 1st down. Hines. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Ryan. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, big here in the 4th quarter. Really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
They're going on 4th down. It's Ryan. Caught on a slant.
And the Colts are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Williams is going backwards here. Now they come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I just wonder if before that last play, if someone on the defense stepped in the huddle and said, we've been run over, run around, run through all game long. Can we come up with one stop right here?
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Naeem Hines taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Colts add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory.
And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Now Blankenship on for the PAT.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That time a 9-play drive, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will come out to the 25 as handler elects not to return it.
Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On 1st down, Wilson.
Pass complete to Judy on the out route.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they get to that end zone real fast.
That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Here comes Hamler on the jet sweep. 7 yards there and a first down. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
They've used him in the passing game to great effect so far. And here they get it to him again on the screen. And it turns into a nice positive play.
Second and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Throwing is Wilson. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
4th down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. The kick by McManus is good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field.
And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend.
Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On second down, right back to Hines.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also moved the sticks.
But sometimes, Brandon, it's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Here's Hines, and he is going to lose yardage here. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10.
Denver's offense now set to go. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. That's caught left side by Judy. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Wilson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll be brought down with the first down after a gain of about 11 as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. This is Hines. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hines.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line. Yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. On first down, Hines. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Up the middle they go. It's Hines. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. They'll try to run with Hines, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
Well, the Colts will play again next weekend. Thanks for watching, everybody, and so long.